Hello and welcome. 5 at 5 again. Plenty to talk about. And let me lay out the contours of the show. As we keep going along, we can keep adding. The Messi visit is done. There are plenty of controversies. We all know that. Who is responsible for the fiasco in Bengal? The jury is out. If you are Trinamool, you will say what you have done is already enough. You have taken action. If you are BJP, you will say this is tokenism. The government is trying to find out what really went wrong. The SIT has been constituted. Saurav Ganguly today went to Lal Bazar and complained against uh, you know a certain Uttam Saha, who actually had posted a video blaming Saurav Ganguly for it. So he has complained against hate speech. So the controversy surrounding the visit has not left us. But that is not the point of this show. The visit is done. Whether we like it or not, the visit is done. It is over. The visit is now a matter that is now closed. Lionel Messi, for whatever reason, had come to India for 3 days. He has finished his visit. He has gone back and even done an Insta post. In that Insta post, he has sort of said a few thank yous, exactly as it should be done. Dignified, polite Insta post, and he has said he wants to come back to India, as is what is expected. That was again part of his contract. When a visit like this happens, when a tour like this happens, there are certain social media posts that are obligations. One was an obligation in October. Messi posted that. One was now an obligation after he went back. In his Instagram post, he has done that, and that box has been ticked. So, from Messi's standpoint, it was a business trip. He made a lot of money, and the job is done. The point is, with the Messi visit done, the focus should now once again turn to Indian football. We don't have clarity on the ISL. We don't have clarity on the I League. We know that the IWL is starting on the 20th, but we also know that the IWL has no sponsors. We know that the Kerala Super League is the only domestic tournament that is successful and is on. And we also know that the Bengal Super League has got off to a very good start. So what does that mean? It means that there are takers for the sport in India. It means that there are fans who want to consume Indian football. It is not as if the sport does not have takers. There are takers. Having said that, the fact is also very clear that while we have spent X hundred crores or X number of crores for a visit of Leo Messi for 3 days, the truth also is Indian football is staring down a dark tunnel, an absolute dark tunnel. That will be the number. That will be the number of, one of the subjects that I will talk about as part of today's 5 at 5. What is the story of Indian football going forward? We are seeing our footballers, Amay Ranavade, for example, making reels, has become a social media content creator. No one is saying that is wrong or right. But the fact is, he's supposed to be on the pitch playing football. If you go and read Sandesh Jhingad's post today, beautifully articulated. No one is grudging the Messi visit. Messi can take any amount of money and go. But what is the state of Indian football? Indian football is in dire straits. Even today's meeting, from what we hear, the federation has now asked for a proposal from the clubs. Once the clubs respond, it will be tabled in the federation AGM on the 20th, is what my colleagues tell me. And thereafter, we will get to know if there is any clarity as part of Indian football's future is concerned. But sitting today, on the 18th of December, we don't know a start date for the ISL. We don't know a start date for the I League. We don't know what the future holds for our footballers. We don't know if salaries will be disbursed. We don't know if the foreign stars will be paid as per contract. We don't know if the coaches will be paid as per contract. We don't know if some of the clubs will even shut shop or not. Yes, we have paid a Messi 100 plus crores in this country. There is money. But on the other side, we also know that Indian football has no takers, and that is the grim reality on the ground. So while we say that, oh, you know what, there was a resurrection of interest in football because of the Messi visit, we must keep in mind that it was about the spectacle. It was about a celebrity. It was about that same celebrity culture that we have been speaking about. I will take questions. Sunny Max, come what may, all we can is blame Shatadru. He wanted to bring goat, instead he became a scapegoat. What a pity. Absolutely, it is not one man's failure. Cannot be. It was a systemic failure in Calcutta. Having said that, Shatadru cannot absolve himself from the blame one bit. I've done a piece today. Shatadru was the promoter of the event. He had the microphone in hand and was screaming people, asking people to go out of the stadium. He was the one who was the security guard trying to push people out. There was no event management agency. The One of the hosts, apparently in an interview, has said that she was given the show flow at 9:02 on the morning of the event. It was unprofessional to the very core. That's what it was. While Shatadru is absolutely not the only person to blame, how is it that bottles went in? How is it that water bottles were sold at 200? How is it that those many number of people were inside the field of play? There has to be a serious accountability on the part of the political class and the administration. The fact also is that Shatadru was the promoter. If I do an event and I am not being able to control the event, I wouldn't do it. Did you not know that in India the culture is like this? Did you not know that there will be 40, 50,000 people inside the stadium? What it can degenerate into? Absolutely, we know. Absolutely. So the problem is in our country, our fans are not relevant. The GOAT Sunil Chhetri, I clearly agree with Gargi. The main thing, we don't value fans by any sports stakeholder. I don't know where Gargi has said that, but if she has, she's 100% right. And yes, the fans are the only people who can be taken for granted in this country and kicked around. That's what happened. That is precisely what happened. And the truth also is, like I started with, the Messi visit has taken place, money has been purged, no problem. But we do not have takers for the ISL. We do not have takers for the I League. Our footballers are staring down a black tunnel. India's rank has gone down from 90 something to 142. We don't beat Bangladesh anymore. We don't beat Afghanistan anymore. We are languishing at 142. One of our worst ranks, we went down to 170 at one point in time. So we are getting close to that. We are actually getting close to that. That is the grim reality of Indian football. So when Sandesh Jhingan posts about the Messi visit and voices his concern, I think there is plenty there. I will ask you guys one question. You all keep asking me questions. Before that, Onit Shadhu, AIFF president, is busy doing PC alongside with Shubhendu. I've seen that PC, but I don't think he was doing it as AIFF president. I think he was doing it as somebody from the BJP. But on the other hand, if the question can be asked, then why, if he was doing it from the standpoint of the AIFF, why not do it with Satya and Anil and not with politicians? He could have voiced all of the concerns that he did from an AIFF platform, not from a political platform. So we actually, keep getting our lines merged. So the points were valid. There has to be all the points that Kalyan made in that press conference, that there has to be a protocol, details have to be given, field of play. They were valid points. But it was mentioned from a political platform and not from the AIFF platform. And that is a very valid point that Anit Sadhu has raised. Konta? Rohan is asking me if he can give me the Sandesh Jhingan post. Absolutely, he should and he can. Arvind says, okay, this is the Sandesh. Rohan, I can't read. It's too small. I've understood what the post was. Sandesh Jhingan lamenting the fact that the Messi visit, he's happy that the Messi visit evoked so much excitement, but at the same time, it is a grim reminder of the state of Indian football, where there are no takers for the ISL and the I League. Precisely, that is the subject matter or at the core of this post. How the meeting going today? From what I understand, the clubs have been asked to present a plan. The federation will supply certain things, technical officials, match commissioner and other details. It will be ratified if the plan does come. It will be tabled at the federation's AGM on the 20th, is what I have heard, Orithro Chakraborty 2017, about the meeting today. The FSDL officials were not part of it, as we know. It is the 10th day since their agreement has got over. I have no information that FSDL will remotely be interested in this season, at least in Indian football at the moment. Usha Pandey, it's funny how people have started the discussion of Indian football and Chetri when Messi was on the tour. After that, we still have problems. There were always problems. Usha, there was always problems. Uh, there is no question. There is absolutely no question that there will always be problems. You know, even before Messi came, there was an issue that you did not have any takers for the ISL and the I League. What the Messi thing has done, Usha, is that it has kind of foregrounded these concerns. These concerns are staring us at our face now, and telling us that, oh, what is going on? Clearly, we have spent this kind of money. But when it comes to our own football, we are staring down the tunnel. There's nothing. You don't know whether your players will have employment. Think about it. You don't know when someone's a professional footballer in this country, whether or not he will play. The league was supposed to start in September. The league was supposed to happen then. And we don't know whether the league will even happen. Perhaps will. But it will be a curtailed league. Broadcast, we don't know. It might not even be broadcasted, or it will be broadcast on maybe a YouTube platform, etc., etc. It will be broadcast on a YouTube platform, etc. You don't have the details. You don't have the details of anything, Usha. So that's a big problem. Arvind, it cost 120 crores to host Messi for 3 days, 2 ISL seasons. But it's not like that, Arvind. This was about sponsors thinking where they get their money's worth. But the larger point is, you're right. There are no takers, and that's what I'm trying to say, that if people are interested, then why do I not see interest in Indian football? So sadly, what you are saying, that 120 crores could have given us 2 seasons of the ISL, you're right. You're right. But then this was a private thing, and we are in a sad state, Arvind. You're 100% right. When misgovernance, Sunny Max again, there are plenty of questions. Let me take questions today. One of those days when let me take questions. By the way, let me also tell you that I'm interested in the Satvik Chirag game, which will start at 6 p.m. against Aflian and Sohibul Fikri. So Satvik and Chirag were brilliant against Liang and Wang Chang yesterday. After losing the first game, second game was brilliant, 18-12. Then it became 19-18 against them when 7 straight points were taken by the Chinese. Then Satvik Chirag saved some match point and played a brilliant third game. So hopefully they will win tonight against Aflian and Sohibul Fikri and make the semi-finals. So that's something I will keep a close eye on. Yesterday, we've seen the match get cancelled in Lucknow. The rotation policy, people, you saw our show as well. We tried to explain the rotation policy, but my point is, we have seen that the rotation policy has been kind of changed to accommodate weather patterns. So Delhi test match was supposed to be against South Africa, and the West Indies test match was supposed to be against West Indies. Sorry, the West Indies test match in Calcutta. We swapped it because Delhi in November has pollution. So what happened was the Delhi test match became in October and Calcutta got the test match in November. So it is not as if the rotation policy has not been tweaked for weather patterns. So why was Lucknow given a game has been asked by many, and there are real reasons to ask that question. But coming back to my central topic, so badminton, cricket, I will address a few of the cricket issues towards the end of the show, but coming back to my moot point today, which is on Indian football. Debayon, 2 questions. Latest update on Messi fiasco. Shotodru still in jail. Yes, he is. He was given 14 days of jail custody. By the way, that visual was very painful. You know, Shotodru being taken with a cloth, very painful. He has a young son. He has a wife. I feel very pained and disappointed for the family. I've got to say that. Fiasco, 100% it was. Mismanagement, 100% it was. Shotodru at fault, 100% he was. No debate. There was mismanagement. There was unprofessional behavior. There was no planning. No event management agency was given responsibility for Calcutta, despite it being the first stop of the tour, despite it being 50,000 people. So at the very core, the whole thing was unprofessional. The latest in the fiasco, again, investigations are on. Saurav has gone and complained in Lal Bazaar against hate speech. Multiple people were summoned to the police station. The lady who was the host, Rupsha, I did a piece. She took offense to that. Firstly, I did not even want to sort of have any words for her. All I said was, for an event like this, if you get the event flow couple of days or one day in advance, no one can. And if someone doesn't have an experience of doing an event with 40,000 people, it's impossible to expect. And Rupsha may have done 1,000 shows, but that doesn't mean that she has handled a crowd of 40,000 who have turned into a mob. So this is no aspersion on her ability to host shows, but the fact is she was not the right person at that point in time. In fact, the organizer goes and snatches the mic away from the host. And if you've got the show flow at 9 o'clock in the morning, then I'm sorry, clearly you were not given any time to prepare. So that's the latest. Shortru in jail, yes. Any update on refunds? I'm told that in the next week we will get some update on the refunds. I'm hopeful that the refunds will come through. It's a pretty routine procedure, because there are many concerts, many events such where online ticketing is refunded. Suppose a match gets washed out, ticket money is refunded. Things like that can happen, happens all the time. So it's not as if that this is something new. It is not as if that people have not done this, or something like that has never happened. No. So the refund is a routine thing, absolute routine thing. I mean, there's zero doubt. There is zero doubt that this refund is it's a very routine thing and should happen. When there are no timelines yet given, we have to see the probe committee and then what the government decides. But I'm told that within a week we should have some clarity. What happens with the football players in case no game happens? Unemployed then, that's what I was talking about, Devayan, because a lot of clubs will shut shop. Salaries won't be paid, coaches will be not paid, and if there are no matches, which I don't think will happen, India stands to get a ban. So I've answered that. Stadium belonged to West Bengal government. Anit Shadhu heard that Arup Biswas went to the stadium with 15 cars in his convoy, along with his men, wanted water and drink, otherwise it can't enter. I've not heard the 15 cars thing. I've been told that the minister was there the previous day. But let's be clear, it is a systemic failure. Anyone wants to defend? No, there is no defense. And that's why the minister has tendered his resignation, let the investigations happen. Of course, there was water inside, which is a violation. Anit, make no mistake, it was a violation. Previous day, the Bidhannagar police did a press conference and said water bottles will not be allowed. Next day, we see water bottles by the dime and the dozen being sold for 200 rupees inside the stadium. We have seen how many hundred selfies were taken. We have also seen that Leo Messi went back from Calcutta without kicking a football. So it was a disaster, and we have to face that. As I said, as far as Shotudru is concerned, what I saw that day being dragged to jail, it was very painful. His family and my heart goes out for the child and his wife and people. But as far as the organization bit is concerned, it was horribly organized. You did not have a proper event management agency also to run an event of this nature. Absolutely not. Please provide an update on Anwar Ali hearing. Don't have an update yet. I would have given it to you if I did. After ISL details, please update. Yes, I will. As I said, I'll figure it out and find out and give you the update. Could the organizers have nudged Ganguly to placate the crowd? Apparently, they tried. You're talking about Sachin in 99. I was there in the ground when Sachin tried to placate after that Shoaib Akhtar incident in 1999. The run-out incident rather in Calcutta, the run-out incident in Calcutta. And eventually the crowd became unruly there as well, and the police had to get the crowd out of the stadium before the game was resumed at the Eden Gardens. Could Saurav have done that? Yes, Saurav is the biggest icon in this part of the world. I'm told that some of the people wanted him to take the microphone, but at that point in time, the microphone also malfunctioned. So everything that could go wrong had actually gone wrong. আজকের মিটিং এর কি হলো আমি অলরেডি বলেছি, বিকজ আমি যতদূর শুনেছি ক্লাবগুলোকে একটা প্রপোজাল দিতে বলা হয়েছে, সেটা ফেডারেশনের এজিএম এ টেবলড হবে 20 তারিখে, তারপর সিদ্ধান্ত হবে এবং সেটা অবভিয়াসলি মিনিস্ট্রির সাথে কথা বলেই হবে। এম&ডি আপনার এটা ছিল কি আমি তো এক্স্যাক্টলি দেখতে পাইনি। Money is with Zomato. Shotudru company hasn't received the payment. Police has stopped. That's only for the tickets. On it, that is only for the tickets. All of the sponsor monies and everything else, the meet and greet money and a lot of other money obviously has been transferred because Messi had to be paid. So the money that you are talking about is only about about the 34,000 tickets, and that money has been paid to the district app or Zomato rather, and they will have to deduct their GST and their commission, and then the refunds will be processed. Comeback of Praful Patel, redemption arc loading. Praful Patel is trying to play a lead role in the organization of the ISL and the resumption of football. So I've heard that. Exactly what arc is loading until and unless elections happen, we don't know. But we do see there has been an active role that is being played by Praful Patel. Can ISL happen if tournament don't start in January? Is there any way possible? Becomes very dire. And if there are no 22 games, then India stands to get a FIFA ban. So the FIFA ban could dent Indian football no end. Already Indian football is in dire straits and is on a ventilator. It is dire. We hope, we wish, we absolutely wish that for the sake of our footballers, the federation gets it together and the clubs come together and something happens whereby football resumes. Indranil Roy viral factory was involved from what I know, and this I was told by Gautam Da that Indranil has said to Gautam Da, not my information, that he was involved in a very marginal capacity. Viral factory was asked to do PR. He was not the event management agency. That is not even his forte, is what I've been told. I don't know. I have not spoken to Indranil Roy, so I'll put that on record. HS Chakraborty, can BCCI rescue football? Why should it and why? How? Yes, I mean, it can come and give some money, but it is not the BCCI's job to come and rescue another sport. In the past, it has made a contribution to Olympic sport and stuff like that. But at this point in time, I don't see the BCCI jumping in to rescue Indian football by any stretch of imagination. What about MBSG ban? Do they already have gone to CAS? Not yet, but I'm sure they will, because they will cite political unrest in Iran at that point in time and the issue of safety, and they will, because that's what I was told at that point when the team did not go, because the players did not want to go and it was an issue of safety. So when Mohun Bagan does do that, we will absolutely keep you updated. Can't we make, who's this? Arunava Roy. Mr. Mazumdar, can't we make someone similar to Messi's stature to be brand ambassador of ISL? You mean stature, okay. Brand ambassador of ISL, Indian football may get high visibility. Who will pay Messi? You don't even have money to broadcast, Arunava. আপনার কাছে তো ব্রডকাস্টের টাকা নেই, আপনি টাকাটা দেবেন কোত্থেকে? মানে অল ইন্ডিয়া ফুটবল ফেডারেশনের কাছে অত টাকা নেই, বিক্রি হয়ে যাবে, এত টাকা নেই। আপনি যত টাকা দিয়ে মেসিকে ব্র্যান্ড অ্যাম্বাসেডর করে আইএসএল এর জন্য ভিজিবিলিটি আনবেন, অত পয়সাই নেই। আই ডোন্ট থিঙ্ক ইন্ডিয়ান ফুটবল হ্যাজ দ্যাট কাইন্ড অফ মানি টু হ্যাভ মেসি অ্যাজ ব্র্যান্ড অ্যাম্বাসেডর ফর এনিথিং. Anit, was it a resignation just to avoid public bashing? Sports minister has written till the investigation going on. There is enormous pressure, make no mistake. There was huge backlash. And there is backlash. So let the investigation happen and then we will see. But was it under pressure or not pressure? The fact of the matter is there is pressure. How do you escape the fact that the public backlash is severe? In this digital age, the backlash was severe. And again, like I said, it is not one person's blame. It is a systemic failure. It is a systemic failure. There were administrative issues. No debate, there were administrative issues which all culminated into this disaster. Siddharth Pandey, Boryada, one hockey show. Please do one on domestic plus international state of Indian hockey. 100% will do. Yesterday, in fact, got details from Hockey India. The Hockey India League accreditation process has also started. We've seen what recently, the hockey story is a live story. We've seen our team win that historic bronze in the recently concluded Junior World Cup. Our team members, Abhishek Mishra to be specific, was in Chennai. You got all of the interviews of Srijesh and some of the others, Shardanan Tiwari and some of the others. So absolutely, Siddhant will do a hockey show for sure. Arjo Chatterjee, why are investors hesitant to invest it? Due to ROI? Of course, due to ROI. What is the ROI? How many people watch football? If the last 3 years, if you see the I-League matches are broadcast on AIFF, Facebook and YouTube channel, that's what my colleague Rohan tells me, then hardly any watchers. If there is no ROI, why should a business invest in something? It is not charity. These people are not here to do social reform. And that's why I say that FSDL has actually lost 5,000 crores in the last 15 years. So when they get bashed, you must also keep in mind that FSDL did spend 5,000 crores for the sake of Indian football. Words for Praful Patel, I've already answered that. Praful Patel could well make a comeback in 2026, become quite active. He's, from what I understand, he is playing a role back channel to try and see that Indian football resumes at the earliest. Okay, Deepak, MBSG already have knocked out the doors of caste, rejected outrightly, even registered the case at the very beginning. Now the ban has happened. So it's a very different scenario if they want to approach citing the case of political instability in the region, and we have to wait and see what they do. Sabyasachi Basu, is there any news that Gill has some injury? Gill does have a toe injury. Shomik Chakraborty tells me from Ahmedabad. By the way, Shomik Chakraborty has reached Ahmedabad, and you will get all his reports starting this evening in another hour. From what he tells me, that Shubman Gill's toe injury might, and I'm using the word might, mean that he misses the decider. We've got to wait and see if he does play that final match or not. But yes, the toe injury could mean that he misses the final match. I will wait on Shomik Chakraborty's report, Shoboshachi, before I am able to tell you more. Pavan Suresh, can Satwik Chirag win the BWF Tour finals? The Koreans are too good at this point in time. Kim and Seo have just blazed the year. But yes, anyone can, all these pairs, all these top 8 pairs are very, very close. So can they win? The answer is yes. Will they win? The answer is we don't know. Are they favorites? The answer is no, because the Koreans are having blazed through the year all through, and they are in absolute peach form right through the year. Abhishek Guchait, what is the AIFA president doing at a political party event? He is a political karyakarta. That's why he was there. The fact of the matter is, as I said, if I was Kalyan Chobe, I would have done that press conference separately from an AIFF podium and given the details as to what went wrong, rather than sit in a political rally and say that. Because the moment you do that, your own identity becomes blurred. Are you talking as AIFF president, or are you talking as a party functionary? AIFF, let's not get into abusive comments, Shubhra Jyoti Mitro. I think quote Sunil Chetri, I think this is the right time to recreate the football structure, weekend matches, etc., etc. But who will do that? Include school in our RYFC, the Reliance Youth Foundation League is going to start. It has started 16. It is a ray of hope. Lot of players, lot of youngsters will get opportunity there, absolutely. But what you're talking about weekend football and structure and all of that, how are you even saying it? We don't even have a structure to start our league, goat Sunil Chetri. So first, I would absolutely want that to happen. On its role of police in the mess, Rajiv Kumar was present, but of course the police is culpable, is responsible. How do you say that law and order was fine? If law and order was fine, how did water bottles get in? If law and order was fine, how did bottles get sold for $200 in the stadium and right through? So there is no debate that roles. There is no debate that roles will have to be evaluated. Roles will have to be there has to be a deep dive into the thing, and that is why if everything was hunky dory, hunky dory, how is it that the police, several personnel, including the DG, the sports secretary, Rajesh Pandey, and others have been show caused as well? And some of them have already responded. Snehashish is one of the most innocent and simple reporter of your team. One of his fans, an unofficial PR. HS Chakraborty is a very hardworking guy as well. Very, how do I say? Pleased to have him as part of the team. He's got a promotion, so you should ask him for a treat. Snehashish has got a promotion. Trisha has got a promotion. Gargi has. Shubhayan has. Rohan has. Ask them for a treat when you see them the next time. So absolutely, and he's a very hardworking man who deserves his pride of place because he's done some great work. Rahul Bollab, couldn't the Spanish industrialist of... Let's not get into personal abuse, because that's not is warranted at all. I mean, and I know social media can be a cesspit and filth. Amit Shah is writing to me about my promotion. Amit, you'll never get promoted. You'll never get promoted because you have 25 jobs. Why do you need a promotion? You will have the Mumbai Cricket Association job. You will have 1,000 other jobs. You will do this. You will do that. Rather, you will next invest in Rev Sports. India should bring Djokovic and Rafa Nadal also. Are you not? Have you? Kuru, Rohan is laughing. I mean, we are still reeling. We are still reeling with the Messi visit. For God's sake, calm down. was exactly, you've got Rafa Nadal, you've got Novak Djokovic, and then what? Another 1,000 selfies, another 1,000 whatever. Then what? At least in football you have a league. In tennis, after Rohan, show me one player. Sumit Nagal after where? I mean, I don't see anything. I don't see anything in tennis. Top 300, nobody. So where is Indian tennis at this point in time? Rohit got demotion. Rohit Juglan got a promotion. Who's asking for a demotion? Rohit Juglan has been promoted to senior assistant editor. Absolutely has, and has done some quality work. Okay, who gave permission to sell water and cold drinks even after Bidhan Nagar commissioner said earlier? Precisely my point. That's exactly why I'm saying that the role of the administration, the role of the organizer, who gave that permission? Someone did. Who allowed those many people inside? They had to have a ticket, right? Stamp ticket. Who allowed the field of play access? Shotudru, police, admin, political class, who? Someone has to be, giving permission there. Someone must have given permission. Otherwise, no one can randomly just walk in, right? You can't. Boryada, word on the recent squad SDAT word, squash, you mean? Squash. Absolutely. I mean, India, the third team to win that championship. Joshna Chinappa starting well. Anahat Singh finishing it off. Abhay Singh beating a higher ranked opponent. So did Joshna. Beautiful to beat Hong Kong, China. Absolutely superb effort. Also, it kind of gives us a bit of a hope with Indian squash. I think Saurav Ghoshal, Trisha spoke to Saurav Ghoshal on it. With squash having now made an entry into the Olympic Games, all these are positive developments, and it was one of the most historic moments in the history of Indian squash. KK, what is this? Why people abuse? What's his role here? People are there to abuse, people will abuse. So what can you and I do? That's social media. Nikhil Naz clarified, he said he was talking about another journalist, as I said. I mean, Nikhil Naz, frankly, Nikhil Naz doesn't matter to me. Nikhil Naz can clarify, not clarify. I don't care. I've as I've written in my book Banned, Nikhil Naz doesn't really matter to me. Whatever he says, how does it matter? How media has been allowed inside the stadium. Gautam, the family has been heckled. So is Shreya Shide of NDTV. Media role should be investigated. I was very disappointed, whoever asked this question, to see, because two channels were given feed, Sony and Doordarshan. 26 others were also given the live feed. Everyone, ABP, etc., etc. After that, there were some 25, 30 journalists roaming around the stadium running after Messi. Why? We as a profession bring this disgrace on ourselves. We as a profession lose self-respect because we do all such kind of things. Why would you do that? What are you going to get? Maybe an autograph, maybe a selfie, maybe a photograph, that's it. Your job is to cover Messi. Let the people watch, cover it. Will you do that when you've got on-field access for a FIFA World Cup game? Will you dare? Will you dare going into a cricket match because you know you will be thrown out by the police? So why are you going into a stadium like this and hovering around Lionel Messi? There's no answer to this. And when I think of people of my profession, I feel sad, I feel dejected, I feel disappointed. And I've written about it. I mean, I'm extremely gutted that this happens to my own profession. So it is because we all feel the dirt. It all comes to us. It all comes back to us. We are all part of the same fraternity. So you're right. If you come and blame me saying, why did sports journalists do it? I don't have an answer to this. Were the people on the field of play journalists or social media team? I don't think there's one category of people. There were selfie seekers, there were autograph seekers, there were relatives, there were fans, people of stature, there were politicians, there were journalists, there were social media teams, there were security people, there were police. You mean to say everybody had on-field access? Then God help us, and that's what happened. India have to grow in football. It's never too late. USA have realized it now. When will India do the same? Deepak, I love your optimism. I absolutely love your optimism, and maybe because of fans like you, there is still some kind of hope left. But when I see that hope and I kind of tally it with reality, I don't see that hope becoming tangible hope in the future, because we don't win against Bangladesh. We don't win against Afghanistan. We've not qualified for the third round of the World Cup. We've not made AFC looks hugely impossible at this point in time. We are almost done and dusted there as well. We don't have our own league. We don't have the ISL starting. We don't have your I-League starting. So where is this hope coming? If you're talking about women's football, I will buy your argument. I will buy your argument about women's football, but I don't think men's football has any health. No one talked about Bengal cricketers' recent ISL auction. Akashdeep was the only guy to be sold, and I think Devashish and I did a show, right? We did a show in Bangla. We did address this issue. Devashish addressed this issue multiple times. Okay, even if bottle was allowed, Proshanjit Mitra, he's a regular viewer. The global standard is to take off the 100% right, Proshanjit, 100% right. The global standard is take that bottle cap off. That's what they do with a Coke bottle or a water bottle. You open that, if you try to throw it, everything gone, you cannot use it as a missile. Absolutely, basic common sense. Here, what we did was we sold the bottle intact. We sold the bottle intact. And that kind of, it just all hell broke loose. IPL will impact 2026 elections in Kolkata? Don't think so. We've had this in the past also. They'll juggle the dates and they will kind of design the schedule in a manner that both can happen. How long will he be in jail? At this point in time, it was a 14-day custody. Again, I say those visuals are very upsetting visuals. Make no mistake, he has a young family. No doubt he's the organization was shambolic, but he was not alone to blame. It was a systemic failure, and those visuals were rather upsetting. My take on BSL, great opportunity. Great opportunity. If you see the Kerala Super League, you will know. And tomorrow, Rohan has done a beautiful show with the captain and the coach of the Kannauр team and the owner, Dr. Hassan. He's done this interview, the Spanish coach and the Spanish captain and the coach, the owner, Dr. Hassan. We will play it at 12 noon. Every match is watched by 30,000 plus people. More attendance than the ISL. The kind of euphoria that I've seen in the Kerala Super League is absolutely mind-boggling. And from that standpoint, when I look at the BSL and I've seen some of the games, some of the goals scored, some of the matches, I think it's a fantastic property. And if Shrachi can nurture that property and do it well like they're investing a hell of a lot of effort, energy, and money into it. This can become Lothar Matthäus, will be hands-on, will come back again to Calcutta, was there. And by the way, his visit went beautifully well. I think this is a fabulous, fabulous property, the Bengal Super League. Abhishek again, who's this Arjo Chatterjee? We have a crop of young players who are doing good in football. Senior men's level talent seem to die. There's a huge higher gap. You know what, Arjo? Huge gap. And when the moment that gap happens, it becomes impossible to meet that gap. What effort AIFF making about Indian women's team? That's where effort has been made. Under 17, under 20, and the senior team, qualifying for AFC. So if you are criticizing the AIFF for the state of men's football, you have to give AIFF credit for the women's football thing. It cannot be that you will only blast them for men's football and not give them credit for women's football. Because if you don't give them credit, then don't blast them for men's football either. It cannot be a case of double standards. I think I've kind of answered most of the questions, almost all. So I will kind of last couple of minutes on the show, get back to cricket. The final game in Ahmedabad will be tomorrow. And my point is, every match now matters for India because you just have this match and you have the 5 T20Is against New Zealand before the World Cup. Also, the World Cup team will have to be announced. So every match matters. Every match, Surya Kumar Yadav should get back to form tomorrow. Massive game for him. If India wins the series again 3-1, or it could be 2-2. If India does win the series, another feather in Gautam Gambhir and Surya Kumar Yadav's cap. Their white ball record is almost impeccable. They've beaten England, they've beaten South Africa in South Africa, they've beaten Australia in Australia, they've won the Asia Cup. So if you take a look at India's T20I record, it has been absolutely stellar. So when India does go in to the T20I World Cup as defending champions, you have to say that they are also the favorites. So this is a gun side. I've said that many times, that India is a gun side as far as T20I cricket is concerned. Shubhrajyoti, I will inform you about the Anwar Ali case the moment I get to know. Rahul Bollab, Shomit Chakraborty will update us about Shubman Gill. From what he says, that the injury could mean that he misses out, but we will toe injury, not long term, but just this particular match. But we will keep you informed when I get any update from Shomit Chakraborty. No SMAT final coverage. Why so, Boria? BCCI says domestic cricket. There are certain matches which are picked on by the host broadcaster. That's why maybe. But yes, I agree. If there are, if there is coverage, people will watch. T20Is are the flavor of the season. Shatudru will have to go to High Court for bail. Let's see what happens in 14 days. I am not a legal person, but logic says you might well be right. So I think I've taken all. It's been a 40-minute show. Again, time just flies when we keep chatting. I will try and do India without Rinku is incomplete, says, who's this? Aman Arora. We will have to see. India is not incomplete without anyone. No individual is greater than the team, even if it is Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in ODI cricket. No, India is greater than any individual and will always be. That's about it. That's what I have. We will be back tomorrow, 5 at 5. Once again, this is a show when I get to chat with you guys. And as I said, I've gone back to that template of me chatting with you all, taking all your questions, answering all your questions, and doing sport in a manner that we love to do. Thank you very much for watching.